Welcome to Enlighten Wisdom. The people in your life, whether they are family, friends, co-workers, neighbors, or even complete strangers, have often thought they had you all figured out. They watched your every move, studied your patterns, and assumed they could predict how you would respond to their actions. Especially when they resorted to manipulation, deceit, or intimidation, they believed they had the upper hand. They thought you'd crumble under pressure, react with fear, or simply submit and back down. After all, that's how most people respond when confronted with mind games, power plays, or attempts to undermine their confidence. They assume they could box you into a corner, that you would break or conform just as others have before. But when the moment of truth arrived, when the test came, you shattered their expectations. Instead of following the script they had written for you in their minds, you broke free and rewrote the story. You revealed your true strength and resilience in a way they never saw coming. You didn't flinch. You didn't falter. You didn't fall into their trap. Instead, you kept your composure, stood firm in your power, and outsmarted their manipulative tactics. You proved that you are not someone who can be easily influenced or intimidated. And that right there is what threw them off balance. You see, these people are used to being in control. They're used to getting the reaction they want from others to feed their sense of power. They rely on their ability to manipulate and dominate situations to maintain their position. For them, this is the game they know best. They thrive on others' uncertainty, fear, and compliance. But when they encountered you, the game changed. You were the unexpected variable they couldn't calculate. Your strength, your clarity, and your ability to stay calm under pressure left them frustrated and rattled. They tried to play their games, but you refused to play along. Instead of bending to their will, you stood tall, unshaken, and unmoved. And in that moment, they realized something important. You cannot be controlled. You cannot be manipulated. You are far too strong for that. This realization unsettled them because they are used to winning. They are used to getting their way, using others as pawns to satisfy their desires. But you? You are not like the others. When they first sized you up, they likely thought to themselves, I can bring him down. I can make her falter. But they were wrong, because what they didn't know was that you are on a path of growth, purpose, and determination. You are not someone who will be stopped. You are not someone who can be brought down. You are destined to rise, to keep moving forward, no matter what obstacles they throw in your path. And let me tell you, this truth frustrates them to no end. They'll try everything in their playbook to box you in, to corner you, to make you conform to their expectations, just like they have done with so many others before. But here's the thing. You're too smart for their tricks. You've seen through their illusions. They might consider themselves clever, but you are even more clever. They think they're one step ahead, but in reality you're miles ahead of them. They may believe they stand out, that their power or influence is unmatched. But your light shines brighter than anything they could ever imagine. And that light of yours? It's unstoppable. You didn't just survive their tactics, you thrived despite them. You became wiser, sharper, and stronger. Every attempt to pull you down only propelled you higher. Every mind game they tried to play only revealed how resilient you truly are. And that is what they cannot handle. Because when they look at you now, they don't just see someone they cannot control. They see someone they cannot break. They see someone whose spirit is too strong, whose will is too powerful, and whose light is too radiant to be dimmed. So let them be frustrated. Let them struggle to understand you. Because at the end of the day, their confusion and their attempts to hold you back are only proof of one thing. You are rising, you are growing, and you are destined for greatness. Their games can't stop you. Their tactics can't weaken you. You are far too strong, too wise, and too focused on your purpose to be held back. Keep shining, keep rising, because the world needs your light and there is no stopping what is meant for you. They've never seen anything like you before. You are simply too powerful, too remarkable for them to handle. Even those who pretend to like you, who smile to your face, can't help but feel threatened by your greatness. It's not because you've done anything wrong, it's because your very existence challenges their sense of control. Some people won't like you from the very start. They'll size you up and decide, I'm smarter than this person. They'll think they can get away with anything, that you'll roll over and accept whatever they dish out. They mistake your calm nature and composed demeanor for weakness. But what they fail to realize is that this is the worst game of poker they've ever played. When the pressure is on, you don't fold, you don't break, you don't retreat. Instead, you double down with an unshakable resolve that shakes them to their core. You pour every ounce of your energy and focus into whatever you're passionate about. And that right there is what sets you apart. They might think they're outsmarting you, that they're one step ahead, but they quickly learn the truth. You cannot be controlled. You cannot be dictated to. You are laser-focused on your goals, and you refuse to let anyone or anything derail you. You understand that your power lies in your ability to stay centered, determined, and unyielding when it comes to your vision. Once you set your mind on something, there's no stopping you. You will rise. You will succeed. You will become the best at whatever you pursue. And that truth? It drives your enemies absolutely crazy. To them, you're not just an obstacle, you're their biggest challenge. You're the person who defies all their tactics, who refuses to play their games, and who cannot be manipulated. It frustrates them to no end. It keeps them awake at night, plotting and scheming, but every move they make against you only ends in failure. You need to understand this. Your existence unsettles people who are used to knocking others off their game. They're used to being the top dog, the one who calls the shots, the one who always wins. And that's why facing you frustrates them so deeply. They're beyond aggravated. They're practically pulling their hair out. You've become their toughest rival, the one they can't outmaneuver, the one who sees through all their lies, their tricks, their fake smiles. You're the one person they've never been able to fool or mislead, and that realization eats away at them. It shakes them to their core because it reveals something they don't want to admit. They are not as strong as they thought they were. When they face you, they're forced to confront their own insecurities and limitations. Your strength, your confidence, and your resilience highlight everything they lack. It makes them feel inferior, deeply and painfully so. They may never admit it out loud, but you are everything they wish they could be. And this is why they work so hard to try to silence you, to stop your shine, to pull you down to their level. But what they don't realize is that their efforts are futile. Because you are too strong, too unique, too unshakable. Every attempt they make to hold you back only backfires. Instead of breaking you, their actions only make you stronger. Instead of silencing your light, they make it shine even brighter. You don't just survive their challenges, you thrive because of them. You grow wiser, sharper, and more unstoppable with every battle you face. These people are not just frustrated. They are terrified. Terrified of what you represent. Terrified of what you're becoming. Terrified because you cannot be defeated. And that's the truth they'll have to live with. You're not here to play small, you're not here to conform or bow to their expectations. You're here to rise, to shine, and to claim the greatness that is destined for you. Their losses in trying to stop you will only remind them of their limitations, while your victories will continue to prove just how powerful and unstoppable you truly are. Keep rising. Keep shining. Keep being you. When they realize they can't beat you, the experience hits them hard, a blow to their pride, their plans, and their illusions. It leaves them feeling utterly defeated, outmatched, and powerless. They didn't outsmart you. They never stood a chance. In fact, it's like they retreat into a shell, one filled with anger, envy, and jealousy. These emotions consume them because they're worried about losing their position, their power, their influence, to you. You see, the reason they're so fixated on you, so upset, is because they can see it clearly. You know exactly who you are and where you're headed. They might have thought they were outmaneuvering you. They might have believed their manipulations and schemes were foolproof. But the truth is that you had the upper hand all along. You were the one with clarity. You were the one who could see through the web of deceit and cleverly disguised tactics they worked so hard to construct. They underestimated you. They never expected you to see the cracks in their foundation, the hidden agendas they desperately tried to conceal. But you did. You unraveled it all. You saw their true intentions, and in doing so you shattered their illusion of control. But knowing the truth wasn't enough for you. You didn't keep this knowledge to yourself. You likely tried to alert others, to warn those around you about the dangers lurking beneath the surface. You didn't stand by silently when you saw something was wrong. You spoke up boldly and courageously. Yet not everyone was ready to listen. Some people dismissed your warnings. They shook their heads and labeled you as paranoid, imagining things that weren't there. Others may have accused you of overreacting, blowing things out of proportion, or being too sensitive. Their doubt and disbelief could have been discouraging, but it didn't shake you. This experience is not uncommon when you are someone who chooses to stand up and say, "Something isn't right here." When you're the person who dares to question the narrative, who challenges the status quo, or who points out that certain individuals aren't acting with genuine intentions, you often face resistance. This resistance can come in many forms: dismissive attitudes, ridicule, or outright gaslighting. Gaslighting in particular is a weapon they wield to make you question your own perceptions. They'll suggest that you're imagining things, that you're mistaken, or that you're making a big deal out of nothing. They'll try to convince you that you're the problem, that your insights are invalid, and that your truth isn't real. But deep down, you knew better. You stayed grounded in what you saw, in what you felt, and in what you knew to be true. You didn't let their doubts cloud your vision. You didn't let their resistance silence your voice. Instead, you stayed the course. You exposed the flaws in their plans, the cracks they desperately tried to cover up. Your courage to shine a light on the shadows made you a threat, a dangerous one. To them, you're not just someone who sees the truth. You're someone who reveals the truth, and that terrifies them. Because of you, the illusions they worked so hard to maintain are crumbling. The masks they wear are slipping. The false narratives they spun are unraveling. You are the one who stands in their way, the one they cannot manipulate, silence, or defeat. Your very presence is a threat to their carefully constructed facade. You embody truth, authenticity, and unwavering strength. And they can't handle it. They see in you everything they lack: clarity, integrity, and courage. And that is why they fear you. To those who live in lies, the light of truth is blinding. To those who build their power on deception, your ability to see through them feels like an attack. It exposes their weaknesses, their insecurities, and their inability to truly win against someone like you. They didn't expect someone to come along and challenge them. They didn't anticipate someone who wouldn't be fooled or silenced. But here you are. And now they realize something they never thought possible. They can't beat you. They can't stop you. And they can't control you. You are too strong, too aware, too focused. Their anger, their envy, and their jealousy are simply reflections of their own inadequacies. You've proven that you are not someone to be underestimated, dismissed, or ignored. You are the one they cannot defeat. They didn't want the truth about themselves to come out. They feared exposure, so they did everything they could to silence you. Their goal was clear: to put you in a box, to keep you quiet and contained, to make sure that the knowledge you held, the truth you had uncovered, never saw the light of day. In their minds, they were confident. They believed they had outsmarted you. They thought their plans were airtight, foolproof, and far too clever for you to unravel. They assumed you would never see through their tactics, let alone challenge them. But they were wrong. You proved them wrong in ways they never anticipated. Not only were you quick and observant, but you were also exceptionally clever. You had the ability to think on your feet, to adapt in real time, and to maneuver situations to your advantage. This unique skill allowed you to stay 2 steps ahead of everyone else, your critics, your enemies, and even those who underestimated you. Time and time again, you have outmaneuvered those who tried to stand in your way. Every attempt they made to corner or confuse you ended in their failure. They didn't just lose, they watched helplessly as you continued to rise, leaving them behind. You didn't merely win the battle, you left them in the dust. Their tricks, their manipulations, and their schemes were no match for your insight, your intelligence, and your ability to see what others couldn't. Where they relied on deception and control, you relied on wisdom, strategy, and clarity. That's what set you apart and allowed you to thrive no matter what obstacles were thrown at you. Your ability to see the bigger picture has always been your greatest strength. You don't get distracted by petty competition or minor challenges. Instead, you anticipate the moves of others before they make them. You stay calm, composed, and sharp, turning every challenge into an opportunity to grow stronger. This is why you continue to succeed. This is why you rise above the chaos and noise while others fall apart. The truth is, There's no real contest. These people, your so-called rivals, your critics, your enemies, don't even come close to your level. Outsmarting them almost feels effortless. You've realized something crucial. Most of these people are caught up in trivial matters. They obsess over small wins, pointless drama, and shallow ambitions. They're so blinded by their own self-interest that they completely miss the bigger picture. But you're different. You have a clear vision that guides you, a vision of something far greater than yourself. This vision pushes you to use your intelligence, your creativity, and your skills for the best possible outcomes. And what makes you even more extraordinary is that your vision isn't just about your own success. You're driven by a genuine desire to uplift others, to inspire, to guide, and to help people find their way. Whether it's for those you love or even for strangers who cross your path, your intention is always to create positive change. You don't just think about yourself. You think about the world around you and how you can make it better. That is real wisdom. It's something deep, meaningful, and far beyond the comprehension of those who oppose you. They may chase after power, recognition, and control, but you pursue purpose, integrity, and growth. And that's what truly sets you apart. While they waste their energy trying to silence you or compete with you, you remain focused on your path. You know that their opinions, their attempts, and their envy are meaningless in the grand scheme of things. You are building something bigger, something lasting. You are rising with purpose, and no matter how hard they try to contain you, silence you, or hold you back, they cannot stop what's meant for you. Your clarity, your wisdom, and your vision will always guide you to greater heights. You are unstoppable, you are unshakable, and you are destined to thrive. Let them remain small. Let them stay trapped in their illusions. While they worry, plot, and retreat into their anger, you'll be out there changing the game, lifting others up, and proving time and time again that nothing and no one can dim your light. They don't resent you for what you own, the way you live, or the choices you make. What really unsettles them, what keeps them up at night, is something much deeper. It's your mind. Your sharpness, your quick wit, and your undeniable wisdom frustrate them beyond words. They can't understand how someone like you always seems to be one step ahead. It baffles them, confuses them, and frankly intimidates them. They ask themselves, how did they know? How did they see it coming before it even happened? They wrestle with their own frustration and bewilderment, desperate to understand how you anticipate their moves they hadn't even thought of yet. The answer is simple: your intuition. Your intuition is like a finely tuned instrument. You pick up on signals and patterns that others completely miss. While they are distracted by noise, you see through to the heart of every situation. You observe the details others overlook, and you connect the dots faster than anyone else. That's why you've been able to navigate life's challenges with such precision and grace. So no matter what, keep relying on that sharp mind of yours. Stay alert. Stay aware. Stay deeply attuned to your instincts, because they've never led you astray. Your intuition has brought you this far, and it will continue to guide you in the right direction as you move forward. But as you rise, always remember this: the world is full of people who will try to challenge you. Some will test your patience, push your limits, and try to mess with your head. Others will attempt to deceive you, to play their tricks, to make you second-guess yourself. Why? Because they think you're just another person in the crowd. They think you're someone they can fool, someone who will simply fall in line and follow the herd. But they're wrong. This is your moment, your chance to prove them wrong. This is where you show them who you really are, someone who thinks differently, someone who doesn't let others dictate their journey, someone who refuses to follow the crowd and instead chooses to forge their own path. And that's when you know you're heading in the right direction. The path you walk may not always be easy. It may be filled with challenges, obstacles, and moments of doubt. But every step you take is leading you towards something greater. You are creating your own legacy, one move at a time. And while others are busy trying to play games, you're too focused on your growth, your purpose, and your higher calling to even look back. So, always remember this truth. You outsmarted them. They thought they were clever, but they never stood a chance. You stayed ahead. They tried to play games, but they couldn't match your wisdom. You rose above. They tried to bring you down, but you couldn't be defeated. There's no real competition here. They may have tried to measure up to you, but they fell short. While they were focused on trying to surpass you, you were already miles ahead, creating a future for yourself that they could never envision. Let them step aside. Because you're on a path of continuous growth, you're moving forward with purpose, determination, and clarity. That's your true calling. That's your destiny. And the best part? You've only just begun. What you've already achieved is incredible, but it's only a small glimpse of what's to come. You're destined to keep climbing higher, to keep pushing boundaries, and to keep shining brighter than ever before. That's what you've been doing all along, and that's exactly what you'll continue to do. So hold your head high, keep your focus clear, and trust that the path you're on is leading you to greatness. They may not understand it, they may resent it, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you're moving forward, fulfilling your purpose, and becoming everything you were meant to be. You are unstoppable, you are limitless, and you are destined to rise. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm, to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small. Whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share, your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the Enlighten wisdom.